Hello.
Hello.
In Nala, Tanzania, many children grow up without ever having the chance to go to school. Instead of sitting in a classroom, they spend their days working in the fields, helping their families to survive. For them, school is not a given, it often remains a distant hope. But this is something we can change. Together, we are building a school that will give hundreds of children the chance for a better future. And to understand how this project can become reality, I'm speaking today with Father Calistus, who is the leading in this initiative on the ground in Tanzania. Father Calistus, thank you very much for taking the time. Could you briefly introduce yourself and your community, LACPOSS, and your role as a Provincial Superior?
Yes, Mr. Uli, I'm also very happy to present myself and to present our community and this wonderful project at Inala, which we are looking forward for its realization. I am Father Calistus Kirongozi, the Provincial Superior of the Apostolic Life Community of Priests in the Opus Spiritus Sancti. It's an order founded by a German priest from the Catholic Diocese of Limburg in the year 1974. And this congregation from Germany came to Tanzania. This priest, Father Bernard Bendel, came to Tanzania, and in collaboration with some bishops, he founded this order. And this order has since then working to emancipate human life of Tanzania in a special way to enable our people in Tanzania or in Africa to get liberated not only from the slavery of sin, but also from poverty. And the major thing which we are concentrating on is to help people to get rid of illiteracy. That means to help people to have education, knowing that when a person is educated, he can master his own life. And on the other side, we also concentrate in helping people to have health social services. That means health centers. We have built some 3 health centers around here in Tanzania, and these sick people can attend. We are aware that we can't preach the gospel to the people who are ignorant or people who are sick. So we have to liberate a person globally. And for that reason, I'm very happy to have this possibility of building a school at Nala in Dodoma, which is a rural area, 25 kilometers from town, and it's a very, very dry area whereby people of the area are all pastoralists. That means they take care of animals. They don't know much about school. Their children, the boys, are a blessing for the family because they go to take care of their animals on the farm. And in the evening, they bring back the animal at home. The mostly of the animals which they have is cows and goats and sheep. So the boys are concentrating to take care of the family's animals the whole day. They don't know about school. The girls instead are much more important because they have to get married at the very early stage. And when they get married, the parents used to exchange that girl with animals. So the parents of the girl will receive animals from the parents of the boy, and that is the business which is going on. For us, it is very inhuman. And for that reason, we have said the Nala area is a special place to build this school, which is helping the people, the children, at least to acquire education, because we are aware once the children get education, they will change the mindset even of their parents, and slowly the family will get that culture will change slowly. We are not intending to completely change their culture, but at least to eliminate those bad things which are found in their culture, at least to help them to be better in the future. And I'm convinced with education, this thing will change. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all about education. That's making the big difference. And now I understand you are a religious order connected to the Church of Rome. So that's an official one, because it's very similar to the religious order of the Benedictiners. Benedictiners are here in Germany very famous, but you don't live in a monastery. You live more at the people, and you focus your work to help people for education, for health, and so on. For that reason, I understand you have this project and you see a special need in the area of Tanzania, of Nala, because this is a very dry area and a lot of traditional structures which limit people, children to go to school. Is this the right summary I gave?
Exactly. In Dodoma, this area of Nala and Dodoma at large is people who are living there are called Gogo. It's a tribe, and this tribe is a particular. It's like Maasai. Here in Kilimanjaro, where we have also a tribe which is called Maasai, and we have managed to build a primary school there. Not only one, but also two. They are around here, and we have children. Why we have decided to build in this area? Because of the mentality of the tribe of Maasai, which is similar to that of Gogo. People who are pastors by tradition, they don't care much about the school, but they have very bad mentality, which is connected to their daily way of doing things, which I call it is very inhuman. And we as a Catholic Church, we cannot close our eyes to see a kind of a tribe which is living such kind of mentality, and we are in the position to help. And we know we cannot do anything. We can't go and convince these parents, people who are already 60 or 70 years of age, to change their way of doing. We must start with their children. I just give an example of the Maasai tribe, which is like a Gogo who are in Dodoma. Maasai are everywhere, probably even in Dodoma they are there, but they are much concentrating here in Arusha and Kilimanjaro. The Maasai people have a mentality of circumcising women. And this is very inhuman act. When the women are circumcised, when they go to give birth in the hospital, when they arrive at the age of giving birth, they encounter a very big challenge of much blood which comes, and a woman can lose their life. But also, this thing is not done in a hospital, it is done in the village. There are some old women who are doing this act, and they do it with a very, very traditional tools, and it is only one, they said, if there are 50 girls, it's only one instrument which is used to cut off these things. And this is very bad. It can make a transmission of diseases, but also when these girls, some of them lose blood and they can die. So we tell them, why should they do this kind of things? Because they have their own beliefs. But we cannot go to this family to tell them, we who are not Maasai, we can't go to their family to tell them, don't do this rubbish. But we know when we educate their kids, they are the ones who are going to tell their mothers and their fathers at home, please, this is not something which is good. So we are convinced, we are the church, and we are apostolic. That means we are people who are going to people to talk to them. We can do this by education. But as a priest, we don't have money. We don't have money to build the schools. So we are for that reason, when we meet a friend like our friend Isidore and his group, and you as Uli, we can talk and we explain this reality. And so we decided to go now to Nala, and that's the reason why we have to go to Nala in Dodoma, which is almost 600 kilometers from here, Kilimanjaro, because there is this kind of tribe which is called the Gogo, which has the similar characteristic with like the Maasai. Here where we are living, and there we are going to build this school in order to do the same to the kids in Nala, Dodoma, so that we can also transfer this information and the knowledge to the people there, and slowly we can change the mentality, especially those bad things which are found in the tribe of Gogo. For that reason, that's the motivation why we go there. It's a dry place, but we thank God that we have managed through the other benefactors. We have already managed to have a borehole which is 200 meters deep, and it has a very good water. And when Isidore came to Tanzania, I showed them even this kind of borehole which is there, and we've already built even the water tower with tanks up. It's only a question of adding some tanks for the future, so that we can have water for construction, but also water for the use of these children who are going to live to study in our school, which is going to get born if God wishes. But also, we will not say that this water will be enough. We also have to think of taking water from the roofs. That means rainwater harvesting. Therefore, we'll have to build a water tank down so that they can collect all this rainwater, and this water will also be used for our school in the future. So even though it is dry, life will be there because we will manage by using the available resources.
And Father Calistus, I have checked the Google, and I share briefly the Google view on this area, that the audience can see where this is located. So it's pretty central here in Tanzania. And if I zoom in to the area, you see here you mentioned the town Doma. So this is here the area of Doma, and you see already here the colors. It's pretty dry, and if I zoom much more in farther, you see this is here Nala now, the town. It's small houses. There are dust roads, and you don't see any cars. I think I've seen one main road. Somewhere I have seen a car. But here is maybe a bus, yeah. So it's really remote area, and you see if you go a little bit outside, it's really already almost like desert. Yeah.
Yes, it's a semi-desert.
And the school is going to build in this area, also providing education for kids even more remote from Nala, the town. And that's why we do also the boarding school concept, because it's so difficult to come to the school. Yeah. All right, so I think that was a little bit an impression about the area. I think you already mentioned a lot about this area. It's dry, and it's a lot of farming or animal farming, I would say, like no. A point that I want to discuss with you also a little bit deeper is your experience in the project, because I mean, this school is not the first one you build. So if there is somebody who wants to give a donation to be active part of this initiative, of course, the person need to be sure that this project is going to be realized. And what I see is that you have done this project already very successful, and they're running for many years. So can you say something about your experience with these projects? I will also share some slides that you provided to show the people that schools are really built by that concept.
Yes, we have at the moment I have 11 years as a provincial superior in this order, and for all these years we've been working inclusively in the management of the schools, like the one which we are going to open in Nala. It is true that I'm very much blessed, and that our order is also very much blessed to in these years to realize some not only schools but very good schools, being primary school and also secondary schools. We have like that of Bernard Bendel, which was already built before our time of office many years. It has been running for many years. But also we have another one which is called the Kilasara Secondary School, but also we have Joyland Girls Secondary School, which is only girls, this one. And we also have Rosanna Primary School, but also we have Paul's Pre and Primary School. All these are schools which we are running. And so we have enough experience in doing that. But also we have to say that we thank God for having this kind of benefactors who helped us to realize all these schools, because I tell you, Uli, it is a kind of emotional. It's very emotional when I visit these schools and I see hundreds and hundreds of students who are studying there, acquiring their future, trying to prepare for their future, thanks to these structures which we have managed to realize. And I tell you, when I thank my predecessors who have been in the office for many years, that they have realized some of the schools which are already running, like this Mosh Airport and Bendel. These are schools which have been built years, some more than 20 years ago, and they are doing very well. As you can see, hundreds of students are studying there. But we also have some kindergartens like St. Maria Lucia, the one which is just close to me here where I'm living. The kids are sleeping here and some are coming from afar, and they attend the classes and then they go, those who are coming from their homes which are not very far from the place. But what I can say, when I was in Europe for my studies, I was praying that I was studying in Rome at the Gregorian University, and I was praying always that I meet people where I can explain the reality of Tanzania and make them to come and visit us and see our situation which we are living, so that they can be touched and help something. Why I say this? Because I knew the importance of education. The people who have studied can reason completely different from from those who have not studied. And a few of those people whom I met in Europe and I invited them and I explained to them, some have managed to do what you can see in the order now. Some schools are there available. Also, our other priests who have been studying and working in Europe, they done the same. Now, the experience of running these schools is so wonderful to me that we have managed to have many students who are studying and they go for the future. After they finish their studies, they go to university and they can acquire a job, which is very much important for their future. Now, for us, in the case of this future school, which we are planning in Dodoma, we think that it is going to be just like the other ones which we have realized. The challenges are there, of course. And to encounter these challenges, Mr. Uli, we have managed to build a house for priests there, which is already at the place. And it's already completed. I will send you the photo. And I'm telling you, few weeks ago, a priest have already sat there, is now living in that house. Why? Because while other schools which we have are built around the zones of Kilimanjaro and other nearby regions, Dodoma is about 600 kilometers from Kilimanjaro. And there, by constructing, we will need a person who is there, a priest who is there to manage everything which is going on. And since it was just our farm which we bought and we registered it as a title, Apostolic Life Community of Priests, the registered trustee of Apostolic Life Community of Priests. Now we had to build a house, and after the first thing which we did was to have a borehole for water. After the borehole, we built a house for the watchman, which is there already. There is a family which is living there, taking care of all these properties, which is already. But we also searched for money. We built a small house for 2 rooms, sleeping rooms, which is there. And now the priest is living, and this priest will take care of all this property which is on. And when we start building, everything will be monitored by this priest. But I, as the responsible of the project, and also the financial administrator of the order, which is Father Damien, will be going there frequently and check what is going on. For example, this work, when we are going to give a work to the engineer, the company who is going to build, we need to control the quality of the work, how much cement is using, the iron bars which is going to use, and all these things. We need to verify, not only to trust of the company which is going to build, but also our presence, and also we have to invite an external engineer who will monitor the work. So the work of building is a challenging one, but we have to be always present. And the issue of having built the other schools is also a good experience for us. So I am optimistic that even this one, once it's going to start, we are going to manage it very well, probably even better than the rest. So the question of distance from here to that place is solved by building first the house of a priest, and also a room whereby when I go there as a manager of the project, I have to check to sleep there and also check. So some weeks I'll be spending there, and also my financial administrator, who is Father Damien, will also be in the field to check everything which is going. That's how I can explain this. I can give this part of experience.
And I think that is very, very important. And that's a very good lessons learned from the old project probably. So I need to recall this, and you need to correct me if I'm wrong, but you bought the property already. It's already your own property where we built the school. Yeah.
Sure.
You have already a house with a priest on it, and this priest will guide the construction to make sure that the money that is invested is spent correctly in the construction and not flowing apart and maybe other channels. And we have plans how the school will look like. I'm gonna share this very soon. We have the official confirmation from the local government that these plans are fine, that we can construct, right?
Yes, we have the
so
building
it's only
permit.
one thing missing, right? It's only the financing.
Yes, if you have money today, I tell you, from next few days, this engineering company will put will start the construction works immediately. So it's only the question of finance, because everything is ready on our side. Yeah.
Okay, then let's have a look on the project.
Okay.
On the pictures that you provided. So this is an illustration how it will look like. That's the primary and the preschool. So what we are going to construct is a kindergarten and a primary school for roughly 600 to 650 children. So
yes,
and this is how it will look like, right?
Yes, exactly. This big building here are classes of pre and primary. That means kindergarten and primary school, and all the classes will be including there, plus the administration block. That means the offices which are including in the management of the school. There is an office of the head of the school. There is a financial office school. There is financial office. There are toilets which are necessary. There is library, and also the toilets, and also the dining and the kitchen are also there included, and also the dormitories behind are also a part of this big project. But on the other side, you can see also there are playgrounds. There are different playgrounds which are seen there, whereby our students will be playing. And then just in front, we can see there is a parking place, which is the place, for example, if the teachers comes there with their cars, they need to, or someone who is to visit, they need to park their cars over there. But also we have to think that we will also need, if the students will be coming from afar, as I said, they will be sleeping in the dormitory, but we will also need some buses, some school buses, which will be taking them from their homes to the school and their homes. And this is something which the parents normally use to contribute as well. It is not going to be part of the school cost, but it is the parents who will try to contribute. Those students will be coming from their homes, and there they need to contribute something. That is something which will come afterwards. That is something important. Mm-hmm.
Right. Why is a boarding school in Tanzania so important compared to here? Because that's different to Germany. You go to a boarding school if parents are sick of you. But in Tanzania, it's necessary to enable the education. And can you tell a little bit about the difference?
Yes, it is true. In Europe, I've been there studying in Italy, but I've never seen a boarding school. But here in Tanzania, it is compulsory, I can say. Because if you build a school without dormitories, and the children are coming from very, very far distance, it is not easy to accommodate them in the all together. It is not easy for them to reach at the school. So that reason, we need to have a place to keep them so that they can manage to access to our education. Children coming to school here, we take them, not only those who are nearby, but also from a far area. And that is the point. People are coming from far. And some of these students who are studying in our schools, they come from very poor families whereby there is no table, there is no chair, there is no electricity, there is no good food, and all these circumstances which can limit them to do their homeworks when they go back home. And when they go home, another thing which is very, very important to mention here, their mothers, when they go home in the evening, if at all they go home in the evening, most of them, the mothers are happy when they come back, that they are to help their mothers to cook, to go to fetch water, to go to fetch firewood for the cooking and all these things. So they don't have a little chance to do the homeworks so that tomorrow they can present the work as the teacher addressed them. So to have a good quality school, we need to have also dormitory. Even though the government sometimes limits, they say the small children have to stay with their parents at home. But in our case, we said we are going to try as much as possible to convince our parents, the parents of the kids, to let them stay at school so that they can have this chance of having a good education, because staying at school, sleeping in the dormitory is also a way to help these students to grow well, integrating with others, and also to be maturely, to encounter the situation of the future as they will be grown up. So the dormitory is important in our case. But also, we also care about those children who are orphans. There are children who don't have parents. And this also is another subject which is important in our case here. We can only accommodate few. But if we encounter the students who are orphans, who don't have parents, they have to stay at the school because they don't have a place to be helped at their home. So this is also one of the priority to our dormitories, which we are going to realize in our school at Nala.
Okay, so let's have a little bit more insight about here the drawings. So that's the building from inside. Here is the plan again, no? And this is what I mentioned. Every plan has a stamp here, and I think that is the approval from your local government, I would say, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what also is important to know is that we have offers from construction companies. Yeah. Construction companies that you have worked with in the past, so you know them, they are experienced, so you trust them. I have seen that offers. It's a real package with all the line items, and we have checked them also here in our group, and it looks very, very realistic, reasonable, and really professional, right? Okay, so this is all to the school. I have many, many more slides with drawings, but I think that it was already a good insight. And I think we are not at the end of the video because we have a lot of topics to discuss more, but I think that's the point where I would like to address you as a potential supporter of this project. I've programmed this homepage for the initiative, and you see here the address. It's Isidor Tanzania Kinderhilfe.de. I will copy that in the description of the video that you can just click with your finger on the link to be here. We have a very good version for the mobile phone that you can also read it. And there is a lot of more information on that about the project here in Nara. So you see some more details about the project, right? Then about education in Tanzania. Yeah, Father Calistus, we have talked a lot about it. We have not touched every point. So there's a lot of more described here on this side. And also why the school, the way to school is also dangerous for many children. And also a more insight about who we are. So that's the team here who is taking care. And I will also have a further video with Pater John, who is located here in Germany. I will visit him next Saturday, and we will also make a video. And I hope that you also look at the video, my video with Pater John.
Okay.
And also I will make a video with Isidor. He is more or less the owner of this initiative, and he's driving this initiative from the German side to give more of his insights. And I'm still programming the web page, so it's not totally finalized. Here is the bank account information. And I will also add very soon, that's not in here because it's very fresh, a PayPal button that you can also pay by your smartphone, or it's maybe easier than just to make it by bank transmission. Yeah. When you have a donation, we can also give you the receipt that you can bring that in for your tax disclosure. I hope you understand it.
Yes.
So that is the point where I think it's important to have a look in. It's a lot of information in here. But to go further with our discussion, Father Calistus, how do we make this project sustainable? I mean, I know you have an organization, you have priests on site who live there. You will need to hire teachers, right? And you need to pay the teachers. So, and this project needs to be sustainable. So, who would be responsible for the running of the school? It's the priest on site, right?
Yes. The responsible of the project, the owner of the project is our order, Apostolic Life Community of Priests. That is ALCP/OS. That's the owner of the project. And the the order is the one who's going to assign a priest who will be in the field to manage everything. Of course, it has to be a priest with knowledge of managing the school. So we also send our priests for specific studies in the management and also school as teachers, so that they can have all knowledge about the how to manage these schools. And so all other schools are under a priest from our order who is there for 24 hours. Sometimes we send even 2 priests in one school, depending on the number of the students who are there in. For example, this school of Joyland has already 2 schools. This Joyland Girls has 2 priests who are there taking care of the project. And so also is going to be in our school in Nala. Priest is the manager of the school and taking care of other teachers who will be there. We will be having teachers for mathematics, biology, for all the subjects which will be taught in the primary school. Teachers hired to do this, employed to do this work. But the parents have to contribute. And that is the sustainability of this school will depend on this payment of the school fees from the parents. And that should be very clear to those who will be bringing their children to our school, that they are going to be told the school fees is this amount per year. Therefore, once a parent he has to sign a contract that he's going to be responsible of paying these school fees for these children up to when he or she finishes the primary school. And this will enable us to pay all the other costs, because the school needs to be maintained. The teachers have to be paid, electricity has to be paid, water has to be paid, and also daily running of the school because of the food they need to eat. And because our school guarantee not only the food, but not only the education which they receive, but also food, also if they fall sick when they are at school, we need to take care. So also health care is taken care by the school. But also the uniforms, our students, as you have seen in the photo, they have a special uniform. The school used to provide uniforms to the kids. So this also is included in the package which the parents will pay, so that we can have that responsibility of taking care of this kid up to when she or he finishes at the end. And in our case, we don't like to when we have benefactors like you, Mr. Isidore and Uli and all the who are responsible, we need you to help us to build the school up to when it's completed. That is the first part, that's the project side. But the management of the school, the running of the school will depend on us 100%. Well, that's what we think. Unless you need to help us something special later, that is something which we thank God if you will provide. But in our case, we are responsible of managing the school, and that is the management of the school will depend on the school fees which the parents will pay. We normally call these parents, we make them meeting with them, we tell them the importance of contributing for the education of their kids so that they can do. And in our case, we have managed to do this up to this time. The school also will have not only students from the surrounding area, this should be also very clear. We'll also need some students from a bit far villages are far, because the children needs to be also interculture. They should not only be with people of the mono way of thinking. So the different culture, the different way of doing will enable the majority of these people who are there, the Gogo people, to have a way of growing together, to have a global way of growing. And so this mixture will also help us to run well the school. So school fees is the guarantee for us to manage this structure, to manage this school.
Right. And we had a discussion on that. I remember when we met last time here in Germany in Eschelkamm at Isidore's place, because I didn't really understand it very much. But now for me, it's clear. The food is cheaper, but you need probably €1 per kid per day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, or €2. And if I count this number on a total, to operate a school like this could cost 400,000 euros per year. We are now collecting 600,000 euros for the school to build, and this is already a tremendous effort. We would need to have this almost every 1.5 years to also guarantee free access. So we need to have a practical concept that works in reality, and a school needs to have a basis to plan on a long term, right? And not on donation from one year to another year. So I understand the concept. This is the only, realistic approach to bring education to the people. And you have a mixture of very poor people who don't pay at all, of mid-class people who really may be able to pay part of it or fully, but maybe only for one kid to enable some step, and maybe also people who could afford it to pay the full amount. And by this mixture, you guarantee to enable a sustainable operation of the school. And that's the only way we can do it. And by this way, we will change over generations, because the kids who have participated in the school, who have attended the school, they have better opportunities for their kids. Maybe they can send 3, 4 of their kids to the school. And so by the years, we change significantly the situation in the region. So it's not only having an impact on the 600 children who are there right now. Of course, every year there are going people out, and they grow up and they have kids, and then we have to change. Yeah. So we need to think a little bit more long term in this project. And I think this is very, very, we want to be very open by this because it's relevant to understand the project, right?
Sure.
Yeah. We are at the last 2 agenda points.
Okay.
And I give you a challenging question, but it's very easy for you because it comes from your heart. Why can people in Europe trust that this project will be implemented successful?
Yes. I think from the experience which we have to realize all these other projects which are already running. And that's why I say, Willie, my prayer when I was during my studies in Europe, in Italy, but also whenever I visited, I was in Italy I arrived in Tanzania just Wednesday night. I was for 1 month in Italy, and I've just arrived 4 days ago. And why I make these visits, it's because I go to visit the friends and the benefactors who are already in contact with us. Because, as I said, these projects have been realized through benefactors, friends who trusted us as ALCP. And I, as a provincial superior, or abbot, as you can say, I'm responsible of all these works. And these people have helped us because they saw that we have managed to do their work, and they come to us several times to see and check how we are going, and they are always satisfied. Sometimes, you know what they say? They say that when they come to Tanzania and see the work which they did, it's like to charge your mobile to put your mobile into a charge, and so that to add some charge on the battery, because they said we get more than what we give. That means when they come and see the work they did, they are that much charged in their heart, more, and they don't even count how much they contributed to realize this project. And I can believe on this because seeing a school with 500 students 600 students busy studying, and afterwards they go and leave. And also we can give them some statistics of those people, those students who have finished successfully in the schools and they've gone to work, they are working somewhere. It is great satisfaction. Now, since we have managed to realize all these other schools which are already in the field, Bendel Memorial Secondary School, Mosh Airport, which have been realized by our brother priest, and also those which have been realized during my time of office, the schools, the projects are many, and they are still proceeding very well. I am sure this can be a reason to convince our friends and benefactors that they should trust that not only we are going to build this school through their finances which they are going to give, but also we will manage it correctly, and we will also work hand in hand with you. Because the house which we have in Nala, the one which with only 2 sleeping rooms, is only for management side. That means a priest who is there to safeguard the project, and probably I who is going to visit there several times to see how we are proceeding. But there in Nala, I have this kind of a dream to build a good house for the benefactors, for you benefactors. That means when you come to Tanzania to see what my money which I sent have done in this, how the project is proceeding, we go to Dodoma, at Nala, we sleep there, which is just in the field. We can see how things is doing, how the work is proceeding, or even when after the construction of the building, we can see the students who are working, who are studying in our structure. So there is all the reason to trust, because nothing of there is no even a single pen of your money is going astray. It's going to be full realized there. So there will be a maximum transparency in all the procedures, in the proceedings of building this thing, and also even the time of the managing the school. Everything is well and clear to everyone. That means our part is to give all the information to you donors and to see what and how we are moving. So I think there is all the reason that this project is going to be realized, and you should trust, because we have. It's not going to be the first.
This sounds like an invitation for many people.
I wish.
Come to Tanzania.
I really wish. I really wish. And Uli, please try to help us to build also this house for the benefactors there in Dodoma. That's my dream. That whenever they come, we need people, even 30 people, they can come and stay and work and see what we are doing. And that is sharing. That is a symbiotic work of doing. And when we share this experience, and also you see what we are doing, and that is where the trust can be built and things can work smoothly. So please.
And one additional remark: if you don't have the money to fly to Tanzania,
yeah,
Father Calistus and myself, we discussed, once we have started the construction, we will give a regular update on this YouTube channel here. So you should also leave us an abo here, the progress of this construction, so that you can see that you have the proof that the construction is running. Yeah.
Yes.
And we will give regular updates. And again, it's a huge amount, 600,000 euros. But right now, to start, we need 75,000 euros. Yeah.
Certainly.
And I did a calculation based on the total cost of the offer of the construction company. It's a rough estimation, also calculated by artificial intelligence, but it's not unrealistic. If you have a donation of 50 euro, this would reflect 1 square meter of wall. If you have 300 euros, that would reflect 1 square meter of the school. That means the floor, wall, ceiling, roof. Yeah. Also, only if you have 25 euros, it's already half a square meter of wall. So you see really every every euro counts. And we mentioned Isidor Feigl again. I briefly show him here. And as I said, we do a video separately. He promised as well, every money goes into this project. Right now, Father Calistus, I'm preparing also some kind of flyer, right?
Yeah. Yes.
To promote.
Yes.
And Isidor said, no, he pays it privately, not out of the donations, because he promised everything goes from the donations and from the contribution goes into this project directly. That is a promise. Yeah. And that's a guarantee for you. That's a guarantee for you. Yeah, if you have questions also here, you have here the email address info@isidortanzania-kinderhilfe.de. Yeah, I'm not sure how much questions come because a lot is described here. So please have first a look at the website before you ask the questions. But if you want to donate and you may have a greater contribution, of course, you want to have a personal contact, and then you can have the contact with Iso and with the team here in Germany to have the clarifications, right? I think, Father Calistus, it was already a long video, but I think what we discussed was absolutely necessary to explain to somebody who's really interested in this project. Yeah. I will make a short version because people who don't have the time, I have then two versions probably. But I would say very, very much thank you to you and your work.
Yes.
Yeah, because your work really matters for people and it really changes the world. Not a lot of people can say what I do in work has a purpose. Not many people can say this. But you and your organization, you see the impact and you look at the faces of the children, and that's what's lightening your heart, and that's what I see. When I'm talking to Pater John, I see this lightening in his eyes, and it's really jumping over, I need to say. Yeah. And I'm very sure that we make this project real, that we make this school real, that we see in a couple of months faces from the kids, in the camera. And I hope that you are also convinced by this project and give your contribution, your support to this project to make this project real. Maybe Father Calistus, your final words to the community. And from my side, thank you again, and we stay in touch.
Thank you, Mr. Uli, for this chance of recording this video, at least that I can explain the reality about Tanzania and the necessity of this project at Nala. For me, I find it as a golden chance to express myself to the people who wants to help us, but people needs to know so that they can help. Without the knowledge, they cannot make it. For me, I thank very much the encounter, the meeting which we had with Mr. Isidore, and also the knowledge that Mr. Isidore came to know Father John in Germany, and now Father Innocent Masaule is also part of this movement, and you, Uli, and all the other friends who are there. I really thank you a lot for this initiative which you are doing to help us. I tell you, we are priests, Catholic priests, and our call, our major responsibility is to help people who are in need. And I know, since we are that much poor, it's an order which is very poor, not like other big congregations We are only Africans and Indians, very poor people, and we don't have stipend, we don't have salaries at the end of the month as others are doing. Therefore, we need, but at the same time, we need to help people whom we are serving, and not only Catholics. We are serving different people in our schools. They study all religions. We are not bounded by the faith of the people who are going to study in our schools. Even the teachers who are going to teach, they come from all faith, but we are going to give them help. So your donation, your help to realize this school at Nala is a great way of helping us priests to do our mission. You are helping us to do our mission as priests. So I don't have proper words to thank you, but I really say I appreciate a lot, and the whole community appreciate this great job which you are doing. And I'm very much optimistic with this good heart which you have. This school will be realized, and it will help many children, not only of Nala, not only of Dodoma, but of different parts of Tanzania. Another thing which I need to comment on, to add on, is that anyone who wants to donate, if, for example, one say, I want to donate a whole class, the full class, construct a class, or to construct the big dining hall for the children to have their meals, or to construct the dormitory, the whole dormitory for the children to sleep. If that one person wants to write his name on it, he wants his name or her name to be written on it, or in memory of someone who gave money to realize this project, will make a very good signpost and write there on that specific class, or on that specific office, or on that specific water tower, or on that specific dining, or the dormitory, etc. So please, we are free to cooperate so that we can help these people who are in need of our help. Thank you very much. Many greetings to our benefactors, but especially to our friend Isidore and all other people who are involved in this project. But also, I invite you to Tanzania to visit and see, so that we can work together in a harmonious way. Thank you so much, and all the best.